guys who want to escalate, but you're putting all this pressure on yourself to be smooth, and you're sitting there in your own head, you're getting all stressed out, you want to kiss her, you want to take her back to your place, but you just can't do it. You think you have to be smooth. You don't know how to be smooth. Oh my God, you're in your head. That sounds stressful, doesn't it? And that is what a lot of you are putting, or this pressure that you're putting on yourself. And that's what it sort of leads to. It leads to this moment where you're sitting there on a date and you want to kiss her, or you want her to come back to your place, or maybe you're on your couch and you want to have sex, but you've had all this pressure that you've put on yourself, or maybe other people have, put that on you as well. These expectations that I think a lot of us have as men, that we need to be smooth. Maybe it comes from movies like James Bond, and I love 007 as much as the next guy, but let's be honest, most of us aren't fucking 007, because that's a movie character. That's a perfectly rehearsed, perfectly scripted actor who has had multiple retakes, and if he fucks it up, he gets to just go back and reset. We don't. We only get that one moment in time. And so a lot of you want to know how to escalate. That's why I've called this video Escalation Guide. You want to know how you can kiss a girl, how you can have her come back to your place, how you can have sex with her. But you're putting this goddamn pressure on yourself to be perfect. So the first thing that I'm going to start with in this guide is don't be perfect. Give yourself permission to suck. Give yourself permission to be a little bit awkward, to be nervous, maybe to not be smooth. I'm not smooth most of the time. Another way of phrasing that is, smoothness is not mandatory. Yes, it's fun. It is amazing when it's smooth and everything goes right and she's great and it's like this dance between you, but it is exactly that. It is a dance. Smoothness requires two people in order for it to be smooth. And if she's just even the littlest bit nervous or hesitant or uncertain or insecure or in her own head, which is most people on a date, especially, a first or a second date, it's not going to be smooth. And so no matter what you do, it might not be smooth. And so again, I see so many of you that are telling yourselves you have to be smooth, and you're telling yourself some extra thing as well there. You're saying, in order for me to escalate, for me to kiss her or get her back to my place or to have sex, I have to do it smoothly, and I have to do it without really using my words. I'm not allowed to ask for what I want. There's this weird idea with smoothness and escalation and sex and dating and all of that if you can do it without saying anything, it's smoother. And yes, that is technically true, but people take that to the extreme and they go, okay, so therefore I can't ever say to her what I want. I can't ever say to her, I want to kiss you. You're really hot. Do you want to kiss me? I can't say, do you want to come to the bedroom with me and fool around? I'm not allowed to say that because that wouldn't be smooth. You put these fucking expectations on yourself that you're somehow going to communicate to her what you want, but with body language and with touch and all of that. Sure, if you want to do that, have at it. Great. I personally don't. That just isn't what I want to do. I tried that shit for several years and it just led to what I'm talking about here. Stress, pressure on myself. I would beat myself up if it wasn't smooth, when half of the time the reason it wasn't smooth was because she was fucking nervous. And no matter what I did to be smooth, she's nervous. It's going to be a bit awkward. When I took that pressure away and just said, what if I just use my words? What if I'm just, what I call autistically honest? What if I just fucking blurt out what's in my head? What if I treat her like she's my teammate instead of the thing to be conquered or the other? What if literally we're on the same team, it's me and her, and I say, hey, I want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me? That's what you'd say to your teammate. Okay, maybe you wouldn't kiss your teammates. No judgment if you would, but you get the point. Someone that you're a teammate with, you'd just say what you want, and they'd go yes, or they would say no, and you'd figure out how to solve the problem or whether or not to move forward or whatever. You wouldn't be sitting there in your head going, how can I subconsciously influence this other person without saying it? And I have to use techniques and tricks and all of that. How can I make them do the thing that I want them to do? That's, maybe this is a harsh way of phrasing it, but that can get into the territory of manipulation. And I'm not saying that you're manipulative if you escalate, but you kind of get the point. So I tried being a lot more honest, and ever since then, I've never looked back. And this is something that I have pushed or encouraged with a lot of my clients, all of my clients and all of you guys. It's if you're sitting there on the couch and you're super nervous to escalate and go into the bedroom, or if you're on a date and you want to kiss her or you want to hold her hand or you want to invite her back and you're thinking, fuck, I can't do this, I'm inexperienced, I don't know how to be smooth, then get rid of the entire concept of being smooth and just say the words, say the thing that you want. Do you want to come back to my place? Yo, I'm having fun. Do you want to come back to my place and make out? Do you want to come back to my place and hang out a little bit? Do you want to come back to my place and have another drink? I'm really into you. I'd like to see where this goes. Do you want to come back to my place? It doesn't really even matter what you say. Like, it really doesn't. But it's about getting it across. This is the thing I want. Do you want that too? Other things that I'll say, a lot of you are inexperienced. That's usually where this question comes from, right? Like, once you've had a fair bit of experience, you've been on a lot of dates, you've had a bit of sex, you don't really care as much about being smooth or any of that because you realize that it doesn't matter. You realize that if a woman is into you, if a person is into you, it doesn't really matter how smooth you are. Being smooth is awesome. Sure, it's great. It feels good. But they're still going to have sex with you. If they really like you, you can kind of fumble around a little bit. You can be awkward. They like you. They'll find your awkwardness cute and endearing, if anything. They'll like it. It will make them like you more. Think about any of you that have been on dates, or think about any women that you've had a crush on. Anytime they do something like a little bit awkward or clumsy, what do? You go, that's really cute. I like her more now because of that. You don't like them less. And so if a woman is into you or a person is into you, it doesn't really matter if you're smooth. And then the opposite. If a person isn't into you, like really isn't into you, you can be as smooth as you fucking want. And if they don't like you, at best they'll tolerate you and they'll go, yeah, whatever. But they're not going to be super passionate and into you. So I know those are two sort of extremes and not everybody falls somewhere on those two extremes. It's usually more in the middle, but you really don't have to be fucking smooth. You really don't. At this point, I will just say 98% of the sex that I have is not smooth, especially with the stuff that I'm doing. Like, think about what I am doing. I'm having threesomes with my girlfriend and other new girls that we meet. That's already going to mean that the girl is fucking terrified because she's meeting two people. Think how intimidated you can be meeting one person. She's meeting two. And she's meeting an already established couple who've been together for 5 years, 5.5 years. That's even more intimidating. And she's meeting us for BDSM. And a lot of the women that we date haven't had a lot of experience with BDSM. A lot of them are completely fucking inexperienced with sex to begin with. That person is going to be very, very nervous. And so no matter what I do, no matter how smooth or charming I might be, it might not be smooth because she's fucking nervous. And so I've just ditched the entire concept of being smooth because I realized it does not matter. Again, being smooth can be fun. And sometimes it is smooth. Sometimes I'm just, in a flow state. I'm on my game. Imogen's feeling good too. The other girl's great. It's super smooth. That's awesome. But I don't expect it. I don't put pressure on myself to be smooth. The same way with my content, I don't put pressure on myself to sit here in front of this camera and be smooth. A lot of the time it's awkward. I would say this video at the start of it was a little bit awkward. Maybe you couldn't tell, but I was sitting there trying to figure out which direction to go in. A lot of the time I just wing these fucking podcasts. I just speak and whatever comes out, fucking comes out. I might have some notes on the screen. I have a little bit of notes on the screen right now, but I'm kind of just fucking winging it. It's not always smooth. I don't put that pressure on myself to be smooth because it does not fucking matter. It's nice when I am smooth, but it's not fucking mandatory. And so a lot of you are putting this insane fucking pressure on yourself to be smooth, to be perfect, to just be like James fucking Bond. If you don't have much experience, the idea of kissing a woman, holding her hand, saying, do you want to come back to my place? When you're at your place having sex, that's probably fucking terrifying to you. Under those conditions, how the fuck shit would you be smooth? You're terrified. And she might be nervous too. How the fuck is it going to be smooth? It's not. And so my cheat code, again and again, I keep saying this, use your words. So many times, I and my clients, and I'll actually read out a client story because this entire podcast I wanted to do because a guy this morning in my coaching program used his fucking words and had sex. And this was a guy who was super nervous, super intimidated, didn't know how to escalate, didn't know how to kiss. And I was like, bro, just fucking say, can I kiss you? And he did. So I'll read out his story in a second. But so many times I'm just sitting there and I'm like, yo, I want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me? Yeah, I really want to make out with you. Or, when I'm back with Imogen and the girl, we're sitting on my couch. I'm like, do you guys want to kiss? Or I'll say to the girl, like, do you want to kiss us? Like, do you want to fool around now? Do you want to do some stuff? Do you want to try some BDSM shit? And they nervously are like, yeah. And then I'm like, all right, do you want to kiss Imogen? And then she's like, maybe. And if they're sitting there really nervously, I'll be like, do you want Imogen to kiss you now? And she'll go like, yeah. And then they start making out. Like, I just fucking say what I want. Or I'll say, do you want to come back to my place? Do you want to come back with us and we'll fool around? Sometimes, most of the time, they say yes. Every now and then they say, is it okay if we wait till next time? Or, I've got work in an hour. Can we do it next time? Sure, great. But I just fucking say what I want rather than going, how can I smoothly manipulate? And I know that's a loaded term. I'd like a different word. Influence. How can I influence her to get her back to my place, using my hands, using tricks of language, saying it in a smooth way, not really saying what I want, like, do you want to Netflix and chill? So I can slide under her fucking, whatever you want to call it. I can slide underneath and get in there and be like, no, we're just going back to my place to watch Netflix and chill. And then we get back there and then I just touch her and she's like, why are you touching me? And then I'm like, smoothly just slide underneath that. Like, it doesn't always fucking work like that. And I don't like that. It feels like, I don't know, it feels sleazy. It feels dishonest. It doesn't feel like acting with integrity. And on the other hand, just saying, yo, I want to kiss you, feels masculine as fuck. It doesn't feel like I have to hide my intentions. It doesn't feel like I have to slide underneath and try and sneak my way into her fucking panties like a snake. No, I can just say, yo, you're really fucking hot. I want to kiss you. And she goes, oh my God, okay. And then we fucking kiss. And I didn't have to play this fucking bullshit game of like, how can I influence her or manipulate or whatever word you want to use to try and get around like her fucking feelings. And like, no, just say the thing that you want. She either wants it or she doesn't. And if she doesn't want it, good. Don't you want to find that out sooner rather than later? Don't you want to be on the same page as her? And so, I push this idea of autistic honesty. You're going to get a lot more yeses than you think you will. And if you get a no, fucking beautiful. Just ask on the next date. So I told you that I had a little story for you. Let's read this out. Like I said, he didn't know how to kiss and have sex. He'd had sex before, but he always felt like awkward. And, he was going on these dates for, 2 or 3 hours. And he was just sitting there going, I want her to come back to my place, but I don't know how to do it. And so I'm just sitting there for 2 or 3 hours in my own head going, I really like this girl, but fuck, I'm such a pussy. Why can't I do this? How am I supposed to do this? And so I said to him, bro, just use your words. Just say, I like you. Do you want to come back to my place? Just literally say that. So I'll read out exactly what he posted in the group after he had sex. And I'll leave out personal details, obviously. So, he says, less than 24 hours after I was venting in the group about feeling that my progress was too slow, and I was convincing myself that I wasn't pulling the trigger enough. He was sort of beating himself up that he was, not initiating and asking girls to come back. After lots of encouragement from the group and thoughts about the stories that I had been telling myself, he'd been telling himself that he's a pussy, that he's a loser, all of that. It happened. And it was on a first date even. I met this cute girl from Tinder and we went to the beach and watched the sunset. Fuck yeah, I love beach dates. I know not all of you are near a beach, but that's my favorite activity. I live like 2 minutes walk from the beach right here, and I would just meet girls during the daytime. Imogen and I will meet girls during the daytime. We'll go get like a green tea or some shit from Starbucks, and we'll just go sit on the beach and just chat and just watch people play volleyball. It's so fucking nice. I love that shit. You can also go sit in a park or like, someone like that, but I love like nature dates. Then I asked her if she'd be down for a drink at my place, and she was. Hell yeah. Then I just repeated what I did on Monday's date, so he had a previous date, and I just said, I really want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me? She did. You see how fucking easy this is? And I laugh because I've been there. I was in my own head for years reading all these like escalation guides and like how to, top 10 things to say to get her into the bedroom. 10 things you should never say or she'll think you're a fucking beta male cuck loser and she'll never come to bed with you and she'll never have sex and you'll be alone and you'll die and everyone will hate you and you'll always be sad because you said the wrong thing one time. I read so many of those fucking articles and got so into that shit. And I just ended up so in my own head, like this fucking client did. So many clients come to me, so many of you watching, you're in your own head thinking, how can I escalate? How do I be perfect? How do I be smooth? What do I say? What if she says this? What should I say to that? What if she says this other thing instead? What should I say? And it's like, take a deep breath, kiddo. Just say what you want. Doesn't have to be smooth. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not every woman is going to say yes. I think that should be said as well. You're not trying to win every single girl. You're just saying what you want. And some of the women will love that and say, hey, I love that. I love your honesty. I want that same thing. We're on the same page. We're on the same team. Let's both go do that together. Some women will say, I'm just not looking for that, or I'm not looking for that tonight, but I would like that next time. Or maybe if circumstances were different, so maybe next week. Or I just got a lot going on. What about next week? That's all we're really doing here. And that is a big part of masculinity, at least my idea of masculinity. And everybody will have their own sense of masculinity and what it means. But for me, part of it is I say what I want. I have integrity. I'm honest. The thing that's in my head, I just say that. And I don't try and influence someone's decision. Obviously, if you're excited about something, you do want them to say yes. But if they say no, beautiful. I love that. You go off and do what you want to do. I will go off and find other people and find someone that wants to do what I want to do. In other words, I will match with the people who are on the same vibration or the same frequency, whatever hippie term you might want to use. I'll find the people that want the same thing as me, that are going down the same path as me, that are vibing the same way as me, that have the same interests as me or the same sexual wants or desires as me, rather than trying to sort of be smooth and get everyone to do what I want. Not everyone is going to want what you want, so I'll keep reading what this lovely gentleman said. So, I really did want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss? Sorry, I really want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me? And then she did. See how easy it is? Then a couple of minutes later, I followed up with, do you want to move to the bedroom? She did. And we had fun. She ended up sleeping over. Then we went again this morning before I drove her home, and then I went to my job. I'm very sleep deprived, but I feel amazing now. This last week has been crazy. I would just echo what someone else in the coaching group said. What even is life? So you see how he just asked for what he wanted and he wasn't smooth. And did it even matter? No. The girl liked him. This girl liked him. So she said yes. The two of them went off and had fun. And this guy in the past had been putting all this pressure on himself to be smooth and to escalate and to be James fucking Bond and to know what to say and to look confident and all of that kind of shit. And he had so many dates. He's told us how many dates he's been on. He's had so many dates where he's tried to be perfect and smooth, and then he just hasn't even invited the girls back to his place or asked them if they want to kiss because he's there in his own head. And how many of you can relate to this? I know I can. Old me used to do this all the time. You're in your head trying to make it perfect, and you just do nothing at all. Because you go, well, I should say this, but I can't say that because that wouldn't be smooth. Fuck, okay, I want to hold her hand. Shit, is now even the right time to hold her hand? What if she pulls her hand away from me? What if it's wrong? What if she rejects me? Fuck, I'll feel so bad if she rejects me and then I have to sit on this date for another half an hour. Oh my God, I feel like such a loser. Like you're in your own head because you're trying too hard to be good at this shit. Just admit that you're not good at this. You will get better, but admit where you are right now. And that's what this guy did. He just said, fine, I'm not great at this. I will improve. Maybe I'll just ask her for what I want. And she said yes. And so it's so much less pressure on yourself. And you actually get the thing that you want more. You actually have more sex, at least at the start. I would just say overall, but especially at the start, you get more sex if you just take off this fucking pressure to be smooth and you just ask for the thing that you want. It saves you those dates where you're sitting there in your own head, not doing anything, because you have like analysis paralysis, which is basically where you have so many different options in your head that you get paralyzed. You're like, fuck, should I hold her hand? Should I invite her back? She just said this. What should I say back? Like you're just too in your own head to even fucking function. How many of you have been there? Leave a comment and tell me if you've been there. I've been there a million fucking times when I was putting this goddamn pressure on myself and reading these fucking escalation guides. And I know I called this video an escalation guide, but here's your escalation guide. You don't need an escalation guide. You don't even need to watch this video. Just fucking say the thing that you want. Hey, I would like to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me? Can I kiss you? Yo, I want to make out with you. Yo, we should kiss. Yo, come here and kiss me. That's another one that you can say. I say that to so many clients. I had a friend who was nervous to kiss women. And so what he would just do every single time is he'd just say, yo, kiss me. And some of them wouldn't. They'd be like, maybe not now. Okay, cool. But most of them would kiss him. And he'd go, cool, now we're just fucking making out. I just said the thing that I wanted. So you don't have to be this fucking smooth, Casanova. When someone likes you, they don't really care if you're smooth or not. Like, it doesn't matter. As you saw with this client, I want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me? And then later on, do you want to move to the bedroom? That's it. There's a million different ways that you can say it, but it literally doesn't matter how you fucking say it. Just say the thing you want. Whatever is in your head, blurt that out. She's not the enemy who's going to shoot you down and say, that wasn't smooth, you're a fucking loser, why did you say it like that? No, she's a human being who's going to go, cool, I want the same thing as you, let's do it. She doesn't care how smooth it was. And she's nervous too most of the time. Most women are fucking nervous and insecure and as scared as you and in their own head as much as you are. And when they hear, I want to kiss you, do you want to kiss me? They're like, oh my God, thank you. Yes. The number of times I've had women that tell me afterwards, I love that you just said, like, do I want to kiss you? Or can we make out? Or do you want to have sex? Because I was sitting there feeling so fucking nervous. And you just said, can I kiss you? And that broke all the tension. And then I was like, oh, thank God, we're going to kiss. Okay, yes, please just fucking kiss me. Imogen said the same thing about, she said it in videos before. The first time she and I had sex, she was so unbelievably terrified. Like terrified and nervous because we did BDSM shit and she was young and she didn't have a lot of experience and I was an older guy and she really was into older guys. I think I was the first older guy that she slept with and maybe I was the second. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. She'd only lost her virginity like a month before she met me. So she was super fucking nervous. And she said afterwards, when we actually started making out and having sex, she said, and I could see it because she went from fucking nervous to just, oh, I can relax now. And she said to me afterwards, like, I was so glad that you just initiated that and we just had sex because, like, God damn it, I was sitting there terrified. I just wanted to get into it because I was so fucking nervous. So many women are sitting there on the date as nervous as you, just wanting to fast forward to the point where you can just start kissing and you can fucking relax and go, oh my God, thank God, like the tension is gone. Now we're actually doing the thing that we both wanted to do. Oh my God, thank fuck. And you're sitting there going, how do I do this perfectly? How do I do this smoothly? What's the right thing to say? Meanwhile, she's in her head going, can you just please fucking like kiss me or ask me to kiss you? Just fucking, can we get to that point? I like you. And again, not every woman will be like that. Some women on a date don't want to kiss you, don't want to have sex with you. They might not be into you. That's fine. But especially when you're back on your fucking couch, you've invited her back to your place. You're sitting on the couch. She wants to, at the very least, kiss you. At the very least. And if you just sit there talking for another hour because you're trying to do it perfectly or smoothly, like fucking hell, you're just drawing it out for her. You're dragging it out for her. You're torturing her as much as you're torturing herself. The kindest thing that you could do for a woman, for anyone, and for yourself on a date is to just say, I want to kiss you. Do you want that? And if it's a no, cool. Now you both know the air is clear. You go, okay, you don't want to kiss me tonight. Cool, great. Now we fucking know. There's no tension. We can actually fucking relax. And maybe we can try again on the second date. I can ask you again. Or maybe we're just not compatible and we've jumped to that point and then we can fucking end the date and go separate ways. Good. We've come up with the fucking answer. Or she says, yes, I would love to kiss you. And you both go, oh, thank God. Like we got to the point that we both wanted to get to, but we're both sitting here like fucking nervously, awkwardly waiting for that fucking moment. Both of us unsure how to get there, cutting through that bullshit and just saying, I want to kiss you. Hey, do you want to make out with me? Yo, you're really cute. Do you want to fool around a little bit? Hey, do you want to come back to my place? Like just fucking saying the thing that you want, jump straight to that point that you both want to get to. Or like I said, if you don't want to get there, then you go separate ways. So as I said to this guy, you know, girls are often nervous and awkward, and she doesn't mind if you're awkward. I said to him, the funny thing is, lots of girls have told me that I'm super romantic or smooth or sexy when I say, do you want to kiss me? So yeah, a lot of the time when you literally say, I want to kiss you, do you want to kiss me? In your mind, you're going, but that's autistic. Like, that sounds awkward. That doesn't sound smooth. I can't do that. That just sounds like gay as fuck. Like, a lot of the time, women will tell me afterwards, God, that was really hot when you said, can I kiss you? And I'm like, yeah, because that showed confidence. That showed that I ask for what I want. I don't sit there in my own head. That's not confident. All the pressure that a lot of you are putting on yourselves to be smooth, ironically, makes you less smooth. It makes you look less confident. It makes you look less like the thing that you're trying to be. And if you just let go of the entire game, and this is the beauty of my philosophy, give yourself permission to suck. If you just give yourself permission to suck with this, a lot of the time you fucking relax into that. You can relax and then you go, yo, look, I don't want to play games with you. I really like you. Do you want to come back to my place? And she goes, I'd really like that. And you go, wow. And you go back, you fool around, you have sex, and then afterwards you're laying in bed and she goes, wow, you're really confident. And you go, what are you talking about? I'm like nervous as fuck. Like, I'm terrified. And she goes like, wow, really? I thought you were confident. You asked me to come back to your place and you were just so relaxed about it because you weren't putting pressure on yourself. The pressure that a lot of you put on yourselves makes you look unconfident as fuck. It really does. And please don't then get a complex about what I just said and go, oh my God, I'm in my own head too much. And he said I'm in my own head too much. Oh my God, how do I stop that? Or what if I can't stop that? Like that's you just being more in your own head about being in your own head about being nervous. Like you're just adding extra shit on top. So please don't punish yourself if you're in your own head. That's okay. I was for years. That's sort of a normal part of dating. Most women are in their own heads as well if they don't have a lot of dating experience. Most people are. But you just sort of give yourself permission to suck. You realize that this woman or this person that you're with is on your same team. They're not your enemy. They're not the thing that you're trying to conquer or the thing that you have to be smooth with, because otherwise she'll hate you and think that you're a loser and she'll leave and she'll lose respect for you, bro. She'll lose attraction. Like, if she loses attraction because you weren't perfectly smooth on a date when you don't have a lot of experience, is that really a human being that you then want to put your penis in and build intimacy and connection with? I personally don't. I want the people that don't need me to be a perfect fucking sculpted little Greek statue. I don't need someone I don't need someone either. I don't want someone that needs me to be fucking perfect, because I'm not. I'm just a guy that does his best, try to be confident when I can, and when I can't, I give myself permission to suck. I'm just here to have a good time. Would you like to have a good time with me? And most girls, a lot of girls, a hell of a lot of girls, love that vibe. And they're like, fuck yeah, I'm sick of playing the games too. I'm sick of guys trying to be fucking perfect on a date. I love your honesty. I love the fact that you admit that you're not perfect. I love the fact that you admit that you're nervous. It's refreshing. The number of women that have told me, when you tell me that you're nervous, it's fucking refreshing. God, I've asked girls to write articles. Imogen has written 3 articles, I think, for my website. One of the girls that we're dating has also written another article about how they like that I just fucking say when I'm nervous. I say when I'm not great at something. I admit it, and then I say what I'm going to do to improve it. They fucking love that. They're like, this is so refreshing. Thank you. Thank you for not being this fucking perfect little Greek statue. You know, you guys understand this concept of like putting a woman on a pedestal. It's a term that gets used a lot in these circles. Like, don't put a woman on a pedestal. Don't pedestalize, or whatever the fucking verb is. Don't pedestalize a woman, right? Don't think she's a perfect fucking flower. How many of you are doing that with yourself? You have this idealized notion of yourself, or you put like James Bond or like a perfect alpha male Chad, you put him on a pedestal, and then you beat yourself up when you're only here. You go like, oh fuck, I'm nowhere near that like pedestal person that I've invented for myself that I should be. It's like, stop pedestalizing. God, I can't say that word. Stop putting yourself on a fucking pedestal and then beating yourself up when you don't reach that goal or that perfect, lofty, impossible notion. Yes, improve yourself. Yes, try and climb higher and higher. But part of that climbing is admitting where you are. A lot of you, what you're doing is you're saying, I should be here, and I'm going to beat myself up because I'm not here. It's like, yeah, you're not there. So why the hell are you beating yourself up for that? Just admit you're here and then say, cool, how can I slowly start climbing? All the time that you're spending beating yourself up for not being fucking perfect is making it harder for you to get the thing that you want. You beating yourself up is not sexy. It also stops you from, like I said, just saying, I want you to kiss me. I want to make out with you. Do you want to come back to mine? Which would get you sex so much quicker than you going on these 3 or 4 hour long dates where you're in your own head putting pressure on yourself. Oh, fuck, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. Like, just do it clumsily. Just say, do you want to come back to mine? It might sound awful. You might stutter. You might have to go to the bathroom and work up the confidence and give yourself a little pep talk in the mirror and be like, you can do this, kid. You're so brave. You're so strong. You're like a lion. You're going to go out there and you're going to tell that woman, would you like to come back to my place? And you're going to be so fucking good at, you can do this, kid. Go, go, go. Like, you might have to give yourself a little pep talk. You go out there and you're like, hey. And she's like, hi, what's up? And you're like, you got your arms like this. You're trying to make yourself big like a gorilla so you can, fucking make yourself fucking sexy. And you're like, would you like to come back to my place? And then she's like, sure, that'd be lovely. And you're like, really? And then she's like, yeah, I'd love that. And you're like, okay then, let's go. Let's go. Fucking alpha male, let's go. And then you fucking go back and you have fun. Great. If that's what you need to do, then do it. But take this fucking pressure off yourself to be smooth. So the rest of what I said to this guy is, in their mind, when you ask them, do you want to kiss me or do you want to come to the bedroom? In their mind, that's super sweet. It's super confident. It's super sexy. Meanwhile, other guys are putting this weird pressure on themselves that they aren't allowed to just ask for what they want. Asking would be weak. It would be beta. No, it's confident because you're asking for what you fucking want. Nothing is more confident than saying, this is what I want. Would you like to do this? Hey, I want this. Do you want this too? That is the definition of confidence, of masculinity. And so embracing that fucking imperfection ironically makes you more confident. Embracing the fact that you're not super smooth. You just fucking say the thing you want. And if she even points it out, which I promise you, I swear to fucking God, no woman has ever said to me, wow, you're really awkward for asking that. I like guys who can just smoothly make moves. I promise you, I've never had a fucking woman, touch wood, I've never had a fucking woman say, you're awkward for asking. I wish you'd just been fucking super smooth and shit. No, none, ever. Any of you that have had that happen, bye-bye, lady. I'm going to go find the women who aren't fucking putting that much pressure on me to be fucking perfect. Because I don't put pressure on you to be fucking perfect. I don't want you to put pressure on me to be fucking perfect. So girls love the fact that you ask. It is masculinity. It is confidence. Saying what you fucking want is the definition of masculinity. And you're more likely to get it because now you don't have to sub-communicate the thing that you want to her. You don't have to try and be smooth and like, but does she know I want her to have sex? Like, how do I tell her I want to have sex with her without actually using my fucking words? You have to, like I said, do weird shit to influence her. You have to push her and she might resist. That's where you get resistance. Do you understand? I don't ever get fucking resistance. The concept of resistance to me is so insane. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I say resistance, there's a concept in like, men's dating and like pickup artists and stuff like that, where they talk about like resistance, particularly last minute resistance, which is where maybe, you've made out, you're in the bedroom, you're making out, you touch a woman's panties or something, and she pushes your hand away. And they call this like last minute resistance. And there are so many guides, videos, philosophies on like how to push through last minute resistance, how to overcome last minute resistance. Do you guys understand? I literally don't get last minute fucking resistance. Why the fuck would I get last minute resistance when I have asked for what I wanted or said what I wanted and said, do you want this too? Why the fuck would I ever get last minute resistance? I might get last minute nervousness where she might be like, wait, can we slow down a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to stop? Do you want to peace out a little bit? Do you want to slow down? Do you want to cuddle? Do you want to just try something else? And I just fucking talk and say, what do you actually fucking want? Especially, by the way, if you're doing BDSM stuff. These conversations are pretty fucking mandatory. Like, you want to be able to say, hey, are you enjoying this? Do you want to slow down? Do you want to try something else? But I don't get last minute resistance. I haven't for years. Why the fuck would I get last minute resistance? The entire concept of like, here's how to overcome last minute resistance is like, bro, why don't you just like go around? Like, why don't you just go a different way where there's no last minute resistance? And that's just called honesty. Treating her like a human being. Saying, what do you want? I want this. Do you want this too? And I think so many guys are fucking terrified of using their words because they think it's weak. Or it's not that. It's that they haven't fucking practiced it and seen women fucking respect it. Women love it. You get sex more often. How many times am I going to drill that point? You get sex more often when you just say, I want this. Do you want this too? And you feel more at peace when she says no because you're like, okay, cool. Now I know. I don't have to do this last minute resistance bullshit where I touch your panties, but then you push my hand away, so I kiss you for a little bit to get you horny again, and then I wait 10 minutes, then I touch your panties again, and you push my hand away, and then I have to do it again, wait another 10 minutes, and then touch you again, and you push it away, so then I try like touching your titties. It's like, fuck me. Are we just like dancing around the lines of sexual assault there? Or at the very least, like, I wouldn't call it assault, but like, that's a very loaded term. It's at least like flirting with the idea of like consent. It's like, why don't you just fucking say, do you want me to touch your panties? If a girl ever does push your hand away, just say like, oh, do you not want me to touch your panties or your pussy tonight? If so, that's cool. Or do you just want to like get a little more turned on first? Like, just so I know where we're at. And some women will say, is it okay if we just, do some other stuff for a little bit first? Yeah, sweet. Fuck yeah. Let's go crazy. Some women will say, I'm just nervous because I normally don't do this much on the first date. You kind of back off a little bit. You give her a cuddle. You go like, okay, well, what do you want to do tonight? Like, I like you. You seem to like me. I'm happy for us to, have sex tonight if you want to do that. If you don't, I got time. I'm patient. We can just do it next time. Like, I don't give a shit. Will you do it tonight or we'll do it next time? The number of times I've had that conversation and then she has gone, we cuddle for a bit and she goes like, are you sure you're not mad at me? Because most guys get fucking mad or they push or they try and fucking, I got to get through her fucking last minute resistance and do this fucking like, the Matrix shit. I got to fucking karate shit, get through her last minute resistance. And because I'm not doing that, because I'm just like, yeah, I don't give a shit. So many girls are like, you really don't care. You're not mad at me. And I'm like, why the fuck would I be mad at you for you telling me what you want? This is only fun if you're also having fun. Why the fuck would I want to have sex with you if I had to coerce you into it? That means you didn't really want it. You're not really passionate about it. You don't really want me. I want people that want me. I want you. I want you to want me. If you don't want me, fucking great. We won't do it tonight. or we can do it never. I literally don't give a shit. So many times I've had that conversation and she goes, you know what? Maybe we can, you've listened to me. You fucking understood me. You've told me that you respect my boundaries. So now I can trust you. I think I feel safe enough to let go a little bit. Okay. Let's have sex. Do you know how many fucking times I've had that conversation? And by the way, this conversation isn't a tactic for you to be able to have sex. Not every woman is going to have sex with you. I think that goes without saying. And being honest like this doesn't always mean that they do end up having sex with you. But God, it's like 9 out of 10 times I will have this conversation with a girl. I'll slow down. I'll be like, I don't mind. It's like, we'll either do it tonight if you want to. If you're really just not feeling it, we can just do it next time. Like, I'm patient. I don't mind. The number of times, it's like 9 out of 10 times that we will end up having sex because, like I said, she can fucking trust me and she feels safe. And she goes, yeah, you're going to listen to me. If I tell you that I want to slow down, you'll listen. You just proved it by listening to me. So I can let go. Let's have sex. As I said with this, or as I pointed out with this guy in the coaching group, him using it when he said, come to the bedroom, or would you like to come to the bedroom with me? I said to him in response, like, look, dude, this is the exact same shit that I was just talking about. You saying, can I come, or do you want to come to the bedroom, is exactly like, do you want to kiss me, or can I kiss you? You don't need any smooth moves. You can literally just say, do you want to come to the bedroom, or do you want to fool around a little bit? That's one thing that I say. I say, do you want to try some stuff? I say, do you want to just try some stuff? Because I'm talking about BDSM usually. Let's try some stuff. Maybe we can play with some toys. Maybe we can show you what toys we have and you can pick one. Another thing you can say is like, God, you're fucking sexy. I want you. Do you want that? But it doesn't matter what you say. The thing that you've wanted the entire time, which is like sex or her or whatever, that's right there. You could have fucking had it if you just asked for it. Or you can fucking have it if you ask for it. It's literally sitting right there in front of you and you're in your own head going, how do I get it? How do I fucking get it? How do I have sex? Oh my God, how do I have sex with her? It's like, bro, literally just say, can I please have that? I don't say to a woman, can I have that, and point at her. But I mean, you could point at her pussy and say, can I have that? She might find that cute. She might be like, sure, can I have that? And she points at your dick and you're like, madam, do not objectify me. I am more than my penis. Don't call that a that. But fuck, I just called it a that. You get the point. It's like the thing that you've wanted is right fucking there. You literally just have to say, I want that. And she might be like, sure. And you go, wait, I didn't need the perfect line. I didn't need to like smoothly. It's like, imagine if you went into a grocery store and there was like a bottle of milk and you wanted that bottle of milk. And rather than you just grabbing it and taking it to the cashier and saying, I want to buy this, and them going, sure. Imagine if you were like, okay, how can I like get the bottle of milk without telling the bottle of milk that I want it, and without telling the grocer, the supermarket guy that I want the bottle of milk. How can I get that bottle of milk? Fuck. Okay, what would I have to do? I could steal it. I could buy other things. Like, you have to use weird fucking tactics instead of just saying what you actually want. So the thing you want is right there. Just fucking ask for it. Any women listening, I got a fun little challenge for you. Leave a comment. I would love it if you leave a comment and let the guys know, guys that are maybe a little bit nervous or they haven't ever tried just using their words and saying the thing that I want. What I want to know from you women is, if a man said to you, like, can I kiss you? Or do you want to kiss me? Or do you want to come to the bedroom with me? Or, do you want to mess around? Do you want to fool around? Would you have sex with him? Like, assuming you liked him. In other words, what I'm saying is like, would you like that? Would you like if a guy said, yo, I want to kiss you. Do you want to kiss me? Yo, do you want to make out? Yo, do you want to come back to the bedroom? Like, leave comment. Try not to be biased by everything I just said. I know that's impossible when I just did 40 minutes talking about this, but I want to know genuinely from women, how would you feel if a guy was like, I want to make out with you? Because like I said, lots of guys are nervous. They're in their own head about being nervous. And so another question maybe I could ask you ladies is, tell these guys, do they have to be smooth when they like escalate? Like, does it have to be perfect and smooth? Or can they just sort of, like I said, say what they want? Does it have to be this like James Bond like shit? Or are you okay with a little bit of awkwardness as long as he like says what he wants? If he's like a little bit awkward, maybe a little bit nervous, maybe he even fucking stutters when he says it to you. But as long as he says to you like, yo, do you want to come to the bed with me? Do you want to kiss me? Yo, do you want to make out? Like, even if it's nervous, if he's awkward, sorry, are you okay with that? Does that sound like something you would want? And by the way, This is just a side note, but all of these concepts, and I'm going to do separate videos on this. I already kind of have, but all of this shit applies to money as well. Like, so many of you are locked into the mindset of like, I can only get money if I work a job. And you don't realize that money is like all around you constantly if you just ask for it, even within your jobs. I had a friend, and I've told this story many times, a friend who was getting drastically underpaid. And so what he did is he was like an architect, and he went and researched a bunch of other architecture firms. He applied to a bunch of them. He worked on his resume. He got a bunch of offers, and then he went back to his boss and he said, look, boss, I love you. I love working here, but I think I'm underpaid. I think that's just the honest truth. I've gone and applied to all of these firms. Here is the exact dollar amount that they offered me. Here's like actually the email proof. I printed it out and here it is. I'm not bullshitting you. I don't want to lie to you. I'm going to go with one of these. It's been amazing. And his boss on the spot was like, no, we'll give you an extra $5,000 over what they just said because you're a great worker and we want you to stay. And he left with something like a $30,000 pay rise, which was like 40% or 30% extra than he was already getting. He was getting something, I don't know, like 70 grand or something, and they bumped him up to 105 grand or something. Fucking insane pay rise. And he walked out of there crying. And I've had that conversation, or I've seen clients do that exact same thing. So many of you could be getting more money than you're currently getting right now. You've just never asked your boss for a raise. Literally, you've never said, hey, boss, can I have some more money? And they go, sure. Now, there are better ways of doing it than that. You say, boss, can I take on more jobs? Can I take shit off your plate? Even better is if you've already been doing that. Do that for 3 months, like bust your fucking ass, take a lot of jobs off your boss's plate, like make life easier for your boss, and then say, boss, for the last 3 months, have I made your life easier? Fuck yes, you have. Can we talk about a way to make it worth, it for me to stay? Can we give me a little bit of a pay raise? I'm willing to take on even more jobs, boss. Like, I love fucking working here. I'm a grinder. I'm a hustler. You can see that. Can I get some more money? Most places, worth their weight, worth anything, will say yes. And if they don't, cool, boss, I it's been great. I've applied to these other jobs. I'm gonna go there. That's another thing. Money is often like just a little bit to the left of where you are. In other words, the job that you're currently working, you could be working the exact same fucking job, sometimes working an even easier job for more fucking money. You've just never looked. You could also go up to random strangers in the street, and this is a fun exercise I get a lot of my coaching clients to do when they want to start a business. I say, go out to random strangers and ask for $5 every person. Ask 100 people. They come back with like $100, $200, and they're like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I can't believe there was $100 or $200 just floating outside, just out there, that I could have had if I just asked for it. And so money is another thing, just like sex, friendships, so many, networking. God, I've had coaching clients, one guy in particular, the Asian guy, I point out his race because that was the video, that was the title of the video. It was like Asian guy something, client interview that I did. And he has gotten pretty firmly into the Hollywood like party scene. And he's met like some celebrities and people like that because he's just gone up to people and be like, hi, my name is, and I won't say his name, but my name is blah, blah, blah. How you going? And he'll just make friends with people. So connections, networks, friends, sex, definitely money is all around you. It's out there. You just have to ask for it. Speaking of asking, I would like to ask you or offer you if you would like to be in my fucking coaching program. We would absolutely love to have you. If you'd like to be supported and pushed like I did with this client, if you would like that fucking tailored little plan of action to kick ass towards your goals, I will leave a link in the description to our coaching program. It's an amazing 12-week coaching program. So much fucking shit in there. But I want to read out a quote from one of the guys in the program right now who said a really great quote. He said, because we asked the guys in the group, like, what do you guys like about this coaching program? And we said, we'll probably read some of the shit out in podcasts because it's going to be interesting and useful because you're hearing from the actual coaching clients rather than from me or Cam. And one of the guys said the best quote. He said, having the guy, as in, me, Andy, having the guy who wrote all the content that you've been watching and following, having him then curating and creating bespoke, tailored content aimed directly at your exact situation is like a self-improvement sniper shot is God tier. What a fucking line. Hey, imagine if I just said coaching. It's like a self-improvement sniper shot. And I think that is one of the cool parts of the program. It's like you come in and, because I wrote this list a while ago where I was like, what are the things that I'm offering coaching clients just so I can get it more firmly in my head so I can like do more of that shit. And one of the things that I thought in my head was like, people can watch all of my content, but they won't know like which bits apply to them. and like how to implement it. And also, you probably don't have time. I've done at this point like 1,500 pieces of content. You probably don't have time to watch all of that shit and read it. Like, that's just fucking insane. I wouldn't expect any human being to do it. In fact, I did a podcast saying you're not going to watch all of my content. Like, you don't have time. There's just too much shit. There's like too much shit. And so one of the things that I thought in my head was like, that's probably a big thing that we're offering in the coaching program that I hadn't quite realized is like, people are coming to us going, look, you just have too much fucking content and it's changed my life. It's amazing. But here's where I'm currently at. I don't have the next year to read all of your shit. Like, I don't want to sit there and watch everything. There's too much fucking shit. And even if I did, I'd be overwhelmed by all of the information. So can you please just tell me right now what I should fucking do? I think that's one of the nice things that we have in the coaching program is like, we give a shit about each individual person. It's like, what do you need help with? What are you struggling with? So if that is something that sounds sexy to you, if you're like, God damn it, dude, I just want you, Andy, to give a shit about me. I just want someone that gives a shit about me and will hear my circumstances and care and help me and push me and help me grow and care about me. We would love to have you. There's a link in the description below. So to summarize, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be smooth. I wasn't smooth with this video. I repeated myself multiple times. I winged most of this video. I didn't really know completely what I was going to talk about or which direction. It didn't fucking matter. The number of times I've been on a date and I just fucking awkwardly say, yo, do you want to come back to our place? And they go, sure. And I end up having sex. Crazy, wild, amazing, fucking good sex. You don't have to be perfect, guys. You don't have to be smooth. Go out there, crush those goals, and be as awkward as you fucking need to be in order to actually take the action. I would rather you take action awkwardly than sit around trying to be perfect and never take any action.